Hey, I see ya.
I don't see him. I just see
Well, I see
the
the
little
image.
the Fall of the Red Dawn Foggy Roads thing.
Somebody's got an echo. Uh, The only thing going through my head right now is My Favorite Martian, Rocky Road, Rocky Road.
Tom, did you mute your Twitch?
Yeah,
Moot.
I'm muted. I muted my Twitch. I promise that. I didn't cause problems.
Mine's still muted.
Do 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 do. Ooh, they hear us. This is the reason why I should never have a microphone.
Yeah, you're late,
Yeah,
man.
it's 420.
Heard it. Heard a dumb statistic. I guess in Colorado, there's not a single mile marker that says 420. They had to change them to 419.9 because it kept getting stolen. The sad thing is like I've heard that from like numerous people. Uh,
Is our guest star gonna be as mean to us as the last one was, or yeah, that's fancy swords.
uh,
I'm very tanky.
very
All
tanky.
right.
Now, hopefully, I get my all my strength back this session, but I doubt.
I have no idea what's going on. So,
Don't worry, that's us most of the time. Awesome sauce.
hello, hello. You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Um, John saying that they can't hear you. Oh snap! Except, oh,
We
are
can.
you hearing? Ooh, yeah. Even though we can hear you.
You guys can only hear me. Do you want me to sing to you a heavenly
Oh,
song?
so it sounds like they can hear me as I talk, which is probably not. So they hear Vanta, they hear Mike. I'm guessing they hear everyone else. Just can't hear you. Yep. This is hard. Th- th- this,
Well, they can hear Santa too.
that.
It's weird that they can't hear you because all of us hear you perfectly fine.
Right.
Is your mic actually muted in OBS Studio or Streamlabs? I think John jinxed you when he was talking in the last stream about the potato of a computer.
Uh,
Hello. Yeah, I'm assuming.
I'm gonna
Nobody
mute
said
my
if they
mic.
could hear me either, so.
Yeah, I can hear all you guys just fine. I just muted my microphone so we didn't get feedback. So let me mute. I'm gonna mute my headset mic so I can listen for Rory, and I'll give you a thumbs up, Rory, once I hear you.
Wouldn't be a Fall of the Red Dawn stream without some technical issues.
Do you have TeamViewer installed on your computer? Do I just need to TeamView into it? May need to restart OBS? Question mark. Uh, are you doing what I think you're gonna do? Ah, gotcha.
Okay. Can you guys hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can they hear you guys if you guys want to do an audio check? Yes. Okay. Sweet. Sweet. Okay. Thank you, Iculus. Okay, yeah. Go ahead, Mike. You can do your check. Now I can't hear them. But you sound... Okay. Okay, so...
Oh, you're out again,
Yep.
Rory.
Yep. Now you guys should be able to hear me, right? Yep. Okay. Sorry, guys, with the update that we did here with Streamlabs, I was missing an audio input. So now you should have myself as well as everyone else.
Huh.
Okay. So, as I was saying before, the tech issues, again, thank you for hanging through that. As always, I appreciate that. Like John had said, Sundays we got Tears of Arid every week, Fall of Red Dawn every 2 weeks, and then Tuesdays, Greyhawk Awakening, Wednesdays with Lore Master Arcanum. A lot of really amazing guests coming up in the upcoming weeks. You can see all of this also on the Blue Box website. And then also on Fridays we have the Friday Night Crusade on our Discord. So always make sure you join in and be a part of that Discord. Awesome stuff in there. As well as Blue Box Con on Vantalor.com. When is Blue Box Con?
Blue Box Con is gonna be May 19th through 21st.
Heck yeah.
So there's the sign up is already live for the mini painting with Manda. That's $5 a person. Includes the paint, the minis, and Manda's a fantastic painter. You've got, I think there's spots for a one shot with John on the sign up, and the Blue Box Con itself is $10 per person. And from what John's been saying, it doesn't barely even cover the swag. So it's just so that way they know how many people are there and just help recoup some of the costs.
Yeah,
Oh yes, thank you, Manda. And it's also going to be it also includes all the color wheels, and I guess John's one shot is filled.
There are other. There's another streamed one as well as just other tables as well. It's seriously a weekend full of tables and other events. Looking forward to it. It's going to be an awesome time. With that, we may as well start with player introductions. Mike, we're going to go ahead and save your introduction for when your character joins in, and then you can
Okay.
introduce your character at that time. A little bit of suspense there for everyone. But if we go ahead and start with Zep.
I'm Tom. I'm playing Zephilius Tiberius Yanaz, or Zep, as you heard Rory call him. I am a little gnome buddy. I am a wizard. And I don't know. I don't have a super interesting fact right now, other than the fact that apparently everyone wants to abandon this town.
All right, Rihu.
Yeah, I am Rihu. I am a level 2 monk. Again, yeah, pretty standard build. Nothing too special about Rihu at this point in time. Just kind of a weary traveler. Been through some things.
Seen some stuff.
And Vantalord, we'll go ahead and go with you, being Skylar's not here at the time.
Well, my name is Vantalord. I am going to be. My name's also Tom in real life, but I'm playing a level 2 dwarf paladin that's fairly stout, only 4'9". Good, deep brown hair, fiery red eyes, and right now I'm a little angry in character just because I finally got a monster off my neck after being on for what seems to be forever.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and I guess I'll introduce Raja, who Skylar plays. Raja is an Ifrit. I think he's in his mid-20s. Likes to fight. Hopes to win. Doesn't always win. But he did, along with Rihu, pulled an individual out of the mine the other day, or out of the session. And so it did. Actually, Raja pulled Vantalord out, right? Yep. So
Yeah.
Raja pulled
Yeah.
him out as they were being chased by these unknown creatures. Go ahead and let's go with the what happened last time.
So last week we finally got out of the mine, but Vantalord and the orphan boy that was recovered were still unconscious. The only thing that the group knew was that there was still a threat imminent. They just didn't know how bad. Father Samuel, upon seeing the creature that was on my neck, said that he has never seen anything of that type before. He did cast a healing spell over my character that allowed me to regain consciousness. Throughout this entire time, the group saw Raja taking his backpack. It was like he was scratching it, and he finally just got so fed up he was throwing it against walls and against the ground, just trying to get it to stop. Eventually, whatever was in his bag stopped moving, and we saw a black substance come out of it that just reeked. During this time, we were met by a half-elf named Anaximander, who was dressed in all purple, and was very flashy. I talk good today. Right after meeting him, Father Samuel did pray to his deity Paler, and Vantalor prayed to Apsu about trying to get this monster off in any ways necessary, just so that way we could finally be done with it. During Father Samuel's prayer, he felt pretty much a pure evil from this monster. But we did get the monster to loosen its grip, and we were able to. I was able to throw it down. The group was able to kill it without attaching to anybody else. We did heal the orphan boy, but we don't have any information from him yet. We haven't talked with him. We returned to the staging house, and we attempted to start examining some of the vials that we found in the cave. We doled out our gold that we felt necessary to all the other characters. With the vials, we weren't able to fully identify them, except that the vials with black liquid had a familiar smell to Vantalord, like a poison, but we couldn't quite place it. Father Samuel did pray a blessing over Vantalord, gave back some of the strength, but he's still very weak. Eventually just had to lay down from pure exhaustion, even though it was only mid-afternoon, like 1 p.m.-ish. finally, we finished up the session with Zep expressing that the mines need to be sealed up, and he did not feel comfortable leaving them open while we were back at the staging house. And Raja began to feel ill since leaving the cave.
Yeah, and that's where we pick up. It is currently now later in the evening, late evening time frame, as each of you through this ordeal have actually gone through quite a bit, where typically midday long rest wouldn't be a normal thing, but there's, especially for Vandelord, been a bit of an exhausting time, even with Raja and whatever's currently going on with him. So we pick up there. So it's been several hours, about 7 hours since you guys made it there, between getting what rest you can. Each of you wake up, and it is, like I said, kind of mid to late evening time frame. The sun is it's still that kind of summer time frame, so the sun is still up for a couple of hours, but not much more time than that. As you guys wake up, or have been awake for a couple hours, you look around and you are inside your little humble abode. Go ahead and
So I think first off, I'd like to check in on the boy that I carried out of the mines. Try and get a status update.
He's
The
not with
audio
us,
crapped out
is he?
again.
No, he's not with us. So I want to try and track down somebody to.
Audio crapped out again.
Oh, back now. Okay. We'll watch it. Why not?
Maybe I've been when the camera switched over to the Tailspire.
here. It is this. Okay, audio should be good again. I didn't have the audio input on either of them, and that's what was wrong with the last one. Yep.
Hooray!
All right.
Okay, so I'll keep working on that. Rihu, you wanted to...
I want to see if I can get a hold of Father Samuel to find out how the boy's doing.
Okay.
With that rest, did I regain any HP back?
So each of you, because it was... you had a place to lay. There was no fear of any harm that was in place. You each get 3 HP back.
Just verifying sanity. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Well, as waking up and feeling better, still, at least I feel physically weak from the monster, but I can at least get up and walk around. I want to look at Zep and is like, hey, what are we thinking about doing with these mines now that I may not be able to, lift what I had previously, and hopefully my strength regains. But are we thinking about trying to, find something that we can, put boulders in front of it? What are you thinking, my friend?
All I know is we need to do something. Whether it's, if we can't block it, then we have to go in there and do something, because these people can't.
I'd like to interject really quick and just say that this is actually, as I was kind of getting up, I want to say this is kind of the primary reason why I wanted to go see if we can talk to the boy, because he might be able to give us a better idea of what happened.
I agree.
I third that. I think good idea, Rihu.
We have a better understanding now of what we might encounter in there. But last time we kind of rushed in unprepared because we had to go. So maybe we can be better prepared and go in, I don't know, blazing.
Grab a few
Maybe
more
not necessarily.
torches.
Yeah, maybe not fire.
Well, if we want to kill everything that's in there, I could grab my at least the one of our the horses that was purchased and the cart, and maybe fill it with some wood so we can stack up everything in front of the mine entrance.
I don't know that wood would hold them.
Well, maybe we put the wood inside and light it on fire. Right where those eggs are. No. Specifically where those eggs were. Because whatever that monster is, there was, what, 24 eggs in there?
All I know is we tried to burn that thing off of you, and it still didn't flinch.
Maybe if we can get it while it's still trying to incubate, it will be weakened.
Maybe fire will release them all. We don't know.
Okay.
Do you know what we do know? Sealing it off would, with rock or rubble or I don't know. Get some picks. Have the miners. I don't know. Get some miners up here and start aiming it in.
All right. Well, I mean, can we all at least be in agreement here that we should probably go see if we can get a first-hand account of some information from this boy?
We can see if he knows anything, but I mean, his brother didn't know anything, and if he got attacked and knocked out right away, and that's how we found him, like, he may be. It's worth the ask, I guess.
So you guys each head into the small city there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Roger, you coming?
Yes, I'm coming.
And Raja, at this point, would you go ahead and roll a con check, a con save?
Nine.
9. That's plus your modifier?
I'm just like regular con, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. You're getting up, and before you lay down for your rest, you were feeling just some discomfort, right? We all know what it's like to be a little bit abnormal with how we're feeling, and you were feeling, maybe something's coming on, some kind of sickness, but you weren't too sure. Now you're starting to feel slight nausea, not a great feeling, but not necessarily anything dire either. But at this point, your stomach is kind of turning, a little bit of nauseous feeling, and that's where you're at right now.
Okay.
So, out of curiosity, since he's like a flaming Ifrit, when he starts getting sick, does it like start turning like a different color?
Right now,
Like, does he have a visible? Is there any visible sign we can see that he's not feeling well, other than the fact that when he came in, he came in, didn't say anything, and went to bed?
right, which isn't completely abnormal for Raja either.
No, quiet is normal for him. So I'm looking for any sign that we know. Otherwise,
Right.
our characters know nothing right now.
You can roll a perception check. As far as like skin tone and stuff, he still looks like Raja.
Everything's normal.
Yeah.
19.
19. At this point, no, he looks like Raja.
Okay.
As you guys start to enter, it's not that far, and Raja, you recognize, and each of you would know, but you recognize that it was in this direction that the river that flows through the town is this way. This is where you would have came to go wash your pack and all of that. As you do enter in, you notice a few things, just like before, what small shops they have are set up. They're starting to get ready to close down, being it is later in the evening. And the inn, of course, is bustling because it is the time of day that it is. You know that over here, in regards to Father Samuel, actually just to your left. Near the inn is the temple. So Father Samuel is actually just immediately, you see him standing outside the door here. Over by the inn, you do see some different individuals walking around. You do recognize Nax is still in the area.
Okay.
I'm gonna go up to Father Samuel and just ask, when we were praying to our deities about getting this monster off, did anything else come to mind, other than just the evil that you felt from it?
I'm not too sure I understand what you're asking me. I have the ability to look in, receive some, I guess you could call it divine insight from Pelor, and that is how I knew that these creatures were so evil. But I don't know if that's what you're asking.
That is, I was just seeing if Paler had given any other insight during the prayers to have this monster, be released, or at least release the monster off of me.
I'm not too sure, honestly.
Okay.
I was actually, in all honesty, expecting you to die. Most people, and he sees you, and even as you stand, with your current strength, and especially being so abnormal for you, it's somewhat difficult to stand. You can, but if you were to have to go into any kind of chase, that would be pretty tough. Usually when I see people in that state, it is pretty close to just that time, and I've just learned to make it a bit more calm for them.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I guess if some people, they use a live sample and try to figure out that way. There's previously been rangers around here that would work with different animals like deer or elk, and they would learn to work with the animal, and then find out where strength and weaknesses were.
Are any of those guys here?
Oh, they come through time to time. Duvik's Pass is no longer a place to visit.
Was there anyone here that would know, more about what these could be?
I don't know if they have any idea what this thing was. I don't know that anyone knows what that is. But there are individuals in the tavern that pass through. If you're going to find someone, you in there is probably the place you're going to find people. They usually come here hoping to get a drink, and I mean, as you know, and he gets a smile on his face, like he's just learned to have fun with it. But of course they can't find any here because
It's just water, we know.
If anything else, we just don't have the resources to make it. So usually in the tavern is where you're going to really find those people passing through. So if there's someone, whether they be a ranger or they be a tanner or a farmer, might even have an idea.
So the tavern is where we should go ask.
That would be my advice.
Well, sounds like fair advice to me. At least it starts us somewhere.
How are the rest of you holding up?
Outside of just some exhaustion, doing much better.
It's good to hear. Good to hear. Oh, you're the one that pulled the boy out of the mine, correct?
I was.
Ah, yes. He's actually inside. He was pretty rough. Couple of the two monks that brought you with, they were able to administer some minor healing. He stabilized, but his condition is a lot worse than yours, Vantalord.
Oof. Is he awake, conscious?
In and out. If he keeps recovering like he has, and by the way you look, Vantalord, I would imagine it's probably going to be another 4 days or so. But he is in and out, so it's possible that if you're wanting to see him.
Maybe just a glimpse.
Would you like to see him now, or were you all going to go to the tavern, or do you have different plans, or?
How
I have a
far?
plan, but mine involves the tavern, so.
Well, I'll go with you to the tavern, Zep. Just so
Well, we
maybe
can wait. We can
Alright.
wait for Rihu.
I would just like to pop in.
Okay.
Just take a quick peek to make sure he's doing okay.
Okay, absolutely. Is it just you, Rihu?
Just myself.
Okay. And Father Samuel takes you inside the chapel inside the temple. As you walk in, you see that at one point, this must have been something fairly immaculate. It was very well carved of stone, inlaid with the different seats and the shrine and the altar up front. He takes you to a side room, and in the side room, you see where the boy is laying, and he's laying there on a bed, covered. Every now and then his body shivers and it shakes, and his eyes flutter open for just a moment as you approach the bed.
I will look at Father Samuel and just go, what is his name?
Oh yes, the Overend boy. Oftentimes, many forget their names, but this here one, the brother, his name is Quinn.
Okay.
His brother, the one that came to warn you, that was Xander.
I'll just look down and say, I'm glad to see you recovering, Quinn.
He looks at you. A bit of a recognition comes over his face, and oh, are you the mines?
Yes, the mines.
Did you? Am I dead?
You're not dead. You are still alive and breathing.
Oh, that's. And he just looks utterly confused, disorientated. A bit of a ray of light is coming through the window, and as his face turns, the light hits his eye, and you can just see his face shrieks away from the light as if he just walked out of the cave for the first time. There were so many. There were so many of them. So many. There was a lady. A lady. Did you find her?
Was it the lady in the cauldron?
The cauldron. The lady in the cauldron. I never saw a cauldron. I heard sounds. I heard stone grinding, and voices. So many voices. One of them seemed to be in charge. There was. Oh, I don't know. My head, it just hurts so bad.
I'll just say that as rest now and recover.
And he reaches out to, almost as if he's trying to reach out for you.
I will grab his hand.
You feel his grip is his hand is that of a young man, but his grip is like an infant. Like you feel his skin on yours, but there's no pressure behind his grip. And just be careful. There's some kind of darkness, some kind of. I swear I heard bones walking. Just be careful.
We know all too well that there are dangers down there now. We will be as careful as we can be.
Good, good. And his hand, with a sense of peace of sorts, his hand slowly, his arm lays down back to the bed, and just be careful. There's so many of them, so many voices. And he goes back to sleep.
I will slowly turn to Father Samuel and just give him my thanks and take my leave.
Okay. And he opens the door. He walks you out, but he does stay in the church. Again, yes, the tavern, that will be where you'll at least find the most variety of people around here. Most people that aren't from here will be there. And you
Okay.
head over to the tavern?
I'm gonna meet up with the group, and I think we're all headed in the same place, correct?
Did you learn anything?
Vague details of noises and fears, but nothing that pieces together anything more for now.
Maybe when he gets his strength back, he'll be able to tell us more.
I think it's going to be a good while for that.
Well, maybe we'll know more once we seal it up, and then we can try further. I don't know. It's all conjecture here.
Definitely sealing up that mine is, I think, is going to be important. The only other thing that worries me is if there's other entrances or exits to that mine that we don't know about.
It is a very big unknown.
We can at least seal up the main one that's pointed directly at the town.
Yep, that I do think.
So are we going to the tavern now?
Yes.
Yep.
And it's not a long walk, as you know, it's just right on the other side of a couple market stalls. You can see that some people, some shops closing up a little bit sooner than others. As you know from being here over the last day, the market stalls are pretty simple. They're nothing more than some fabric shops, some minor basic weaponry. Tends to be more around hides, kind of trade good items, basic food, staple items like that, as well as some basic clothing. As you do approach the tavern, you see Nax actually speaking with another individual, a dwarf actually. One that you haven't seen around. Like Father Samuel said, a lot of people travel through here and they just stop at the tavern for a quick stop and keep on going. They're actually blocking the entrance, not like in a rude way, just they're chatting it up as the four of you approach. And along with Nax, Mike, what do they see?
Well, you see an auburn-haired, green-eyed, very stocky dwarf, but short for his race. He has a battle axe and a shield strapped to his back, and he's standing there talking to Nax about the weather in common conversation.
I'm going to go up to the new dwarf and I'm going to speak in Dwarvish to him and just say it's good to see a fellow comrade. Who did you train under? Just trying to be polite.
Skarnir turns around and looks at this dwarf that is approaching him and talking to him, and he also says back in Dwarfish, "Well met, and I trained under several people in the Wolfmaster clan."
That is a very noble clan. Definitely haven't met very many, but I hear many great things about that clan.
Thank you very much. And I shake your hand.
Yep. Oh, before I get much further I'm just gonna introduce myself as Vantalord, one of the paladins, and man, now I feel like there's a big hole in my backstory. I forgot what clan I'm from. Shame on me.
And Nax notices your hesitancy, and he just leans in and taps your shoulder lightly. Ha! I see you haven't fully recovered quite yet. You're still a little bit foggy in your brain, are you?
Still a little foggy, but feeling better. Still a little physically weak, but
Yeah, I see that. And for your kind, he looks over at say it again, Mike.
Skarnir.
Skarnir looks over at Skarnir. He gives you a good tap on the shoulder, friendly, a little nudge, and goes, "You dwarves tend to be a bit more hardy than you, Vantalord."
said dwarf didn't have a monster on him that literally felt like I was having my strength siphoned from me.
Yeah, that was a nasty little thing. What are all of you up to?
Trying to find information.
Okay. And he just gives you this kind of cynical, like, and.
So, Raja, do you still have the pieces of the spider?
Yes, I do. I will take them out of my pack.
Take them out. So, I want to take them. I want to stand on a table.
Are you
literally
now,
just...
Did you now move into the tavern?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is my plan. I want to stand on a table in the tavern, literally take the pieces so it makes it look like, one of the creatures, and just start asking out loud, has anyone seen anything like this before? We need information. This is what's in the mine. Partly what's in the mine. One of the things in the mine. This is in the mine.
And he
And
says this in the bar, right? Loud?
yep.
Oh yeah.
And so that you have an idea of this, what he's holding up, Skarnir. Now it is been killed and actually, dissembled. It's been severed. But roughly what you're seeing, especially, did you follow them in, Skarnir?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Yeah.
So especially being a bit closer to Zep here as he does this, it looks like it has this hard shell, like exoskeleton type of shell. Think of something like a crustacean type shell, right? These several pieces that seem to hinge together, and it has 6 very long arachnic-like legs.
So, and this is something that was living underground, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So, can I do a history check to see if I know what it is?
Absolutely.
Alrighty, let me see here. Where is it?
And that's going to be under knowledge. So in the app, under the S for skills. And then,
Yeah.
let's see.
I don't see it there.
And then knowledge, you're going to
No.
have history. Knowledge history.
I don't see it.
Do you see knowledge?
Yeah, I see knowledge,
And then
but not.
touch.
So you got to click on it.
Yep. And
Click on it and
Oh,
it'll open
okay.
another drop bar.
History, +2. Here we go. I got a 15 total.
All right. You can't recall any kind of stories that you would have heard about this creature. There's parts of it that make sense, and that's what's really throwing you off. Is that, you know, as you notice some of the arachnic-like features, even the face of it. As you get a closer look, the face seems to be a bit smashed, or like flattened. Very fitting for an arachnid, especially one that is trying to live in the crevices of a cave or something like that. It has the mouth that you would associate with that. But then this exoskeleton kind of exterior is what's really throwing you for a loop. It just doesn't make any sense. And Zeph, actually, as you're holding it, you feel it's not as easy to see, but as you're holding it, you feel a very thin, so to say, thin layer of hair that covers the shell. It's not really easy to see, but as you're holding it, you can feel the fibers in your hands.
Do the hairs feel like anything, or is it
Like
literally
hair.
just like it just feels like hair?
Yeah.
They're not sticky. They're not, you know, like okay.
It's kind of hard to tell because you know that Raja had washed this in the river, but as far as what you feel now, it just feels like hair.
Okay.
A very stiff hair. As far as the tavern, everyone in there, you definitely grab their attention. Some of
What's
them
my plan?
look at you like, just be quiet, you know, just go, and just you can hear that they're, you know, maybe disgruntled that there's only sour water. Others are looking at you in intrigue, and you have some of their attention, but they're not giving up any kind of information.
So I guess can I see like the ones that are looking at me like? Does anyone look like they have the information but not willing to part with it specifically that I can?
Go ahead and roll a sense
See?
motive.
Yeah, can I sense motive too?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna join in on this just because I think I'm gonna have some fun.
18.
Okay.
14 for me.
Oh, I got a 20. That's with my bonus. Dirty 20.
Nice. Yeah.
Dirty 20, 18, and what, Vantalord?
14.
14. For the most part, the three of you get a pretty good read on the room. Just being, especially Skarnir, being well traveled, you've interacted with a lot of different types of people, and it looks like they're more intrigued out of surprise. And Zep, you're getting that same kind of vibe too. As you look around, there's not like a snarl or a grin or a devious face that's trying to hide something.
Okay.
What?
But nobody's coming forward with any knowledge of this.
Nope. You hear a couple speak up and say that was in the mine, and you hear a barmaid yell out, "Get that out of here! That is gross! Get it out of here!"
No. We need information, or there's going to be a lot more of these coming out of the mine, and you'll see them up close and personal. And look what it did to him. And I'll point at Vantalord and be like, look, he was uglier before this, but yes, look what it did to him.
Ugly? Who you calling ugly, gnome?
Save your strength. Don't argue with me right now.
Sloane starts laughing out loud. With these two arguing.
Can I?
Now hop,
I want to just pick him up a little bit just to intimidate him.
Hold on.
You
You do not have the strength for that.
You can't lift a fork right now.
You do go to grab him. Granted, he's on a table, and your armpits come just above the table. So
As he reaches for me, I want to take the pieces that I have together and make it look like it's going right for his neck again.
Okay.
Yeah, Rihu is audibly laughing out loud right now.
I hope
Is
the next one
Nax?
gets attached to you?
Did Nax come in with us?
he did. He grabbed a table, just one table away, just as true to Nax's original behavior when he saw you guys earlier in the day, just kind of watching your shenanigans.
I
But
assumed
yes,
he'd
he
have
is
been
right.
farther
He's
away.
pretty close to you guys.
Hmm.
So since nobody's coming forward, I'm going to get off the table, unless he's able to grab me, which I assume he's not able to, and then I want to start walking around to anyone in there and just start showing them and seeing if there's any reaction that anyone knows anything. I'll do this all night if I have to.
Yeah, anytime you get close to someone, they kind of back up a little bit. You can see an immediate sense of disgust when they look at it. The thing is,
Don't worry, it's dead. It's dead.
the
Clearly
thing
dead,
is,
and I can show him like it's in half. I can pull it apart.
it's vile to look at, along with the large arachnic type legs, this exoskeleton. There's this, the body itself. Especially for you, Zep, the body itself is almost the size of your chest, of your pectoral area.
Yeah.
Then the legs, right, are another 8-10 inches each, right? So its span is huge. Its tail that it has now that that you were able to see now that once you came out of the cave, it has this long rat-like tail that has a spike at the end, or a not really a claw, but a point, a sharp point at the end. And then its face has even an exoskeleton that comes down across the forehead and down each side, leaving a spot for its eyes, as well as its flattened maw, and you can see its various teeth within there. So just the sight of the thing is horrendous. And then, as you show people, they see these things. And they just back up like, no, I don't. Get that out of here. Please help us, but I don't know what that is. And you hear this over and over. And it's starting to cause a little bit of angst inside of the place.
That's fine, but there's nobody. There's nobody in that tavern that is not. Like, there's nobody. Seriously, there's no one in the tavern that is helpful.
Not in the way that you're looking for. They're not. They don't recognize this.
Skarnir goes up to Vantalord and says, "How long has this thing been dead?"
Roughly about 8 hours. It's
Ooh. Has anybody tried to think or even thought that this might be edible?
Nax said not to eat it. He suggested not eating it.
Mm-hmm. The smell of its blood when it came off was quite horrid.
Well, that's a shame, because I'm hungry.
Well, I'm sure there's food here.
You hear Nax speak up, and he's like, Skarnir, the blood that came from that was like a black, vile ooze. And I don't know about you in particular, but let's just say it wasn't even less than pleasant.
That's an understatement.
Skarn chuckles, says, "Okay, my friend, okay. This one, I guess, will not be eaten."
And you start to hear people as they, as Zep has been going around saying, about this thread about these coming out. and you start to hear people move into the kind of a state of panic of get that out of here to, whoa, what are you going to do to help us? Surely you're going to help us.
That's the plan, but we need to know if anyone knows anything about these, and if our plan is to block the mine, but if they can get around it somehow, then blocking it is pointless.
Mm-hmm.
Going to
And we can use any people we can to like, I don't, if
You
have
can't use
pickaxes,
people to
shovels-
block that. I'm sorry, just that's not permissible.
Can I finish my set? You just like, if we just need people to come and help block it, not with your body. I'm not saying stand in front of the mine and wait for one of these things to latch onto you. I'm saying
That's a bad
we need to,
idea.
like,
Don't do that.
we need to like break rocks and cover it as much as we can, and we just need people because we can't do this all ourselves.
going
We
to
need you to help.
I'm gonna make a suggestion for Zeph.
Mhm.
Instead of, rather than asking them if they know anything about the creature, we should ask them if they know about any additional entrances or exits to the mine.
I swear we talked to Father Samuel about that, and he said that was the only one they know about.
Well, that might be the only one Father Samuel knows about.
Well, he's been here
Yeah.
longer than everyone else combined.
He also seems to be a little odd, from our conversations. And as I'm looking at that, and speaking of odd, Skarnir, you don't want to eat that. You're gonna make our race look bad. There's other things to eat.
Make our race look bad. You know damn well that we eat anything that crawls out of anywhere in the caves.
Yes, I know that, but after seeing this thing firsthand right after it was killed, I'm sorry. I'm usually not a picky eater, but that I will not eat.
Well, since everybody is saying that the blood is rancid, I'm not gonna eat it either.
Yeah, I would. That's a smart idea. Otherwise, trust me, I would have taken a bite out of it. Maybe would have gotten some of my strength back. And as I say that, I'm like, dang it! I wonder if that would have helped regain some of my strength back, using some of its.
You do hear you kind of off to the side. You see each of you roll perception.
Mm-hmm. 19.
22.
A
21.
6.
What'd you get, Skarnir?
6.
6. Okay. Raja, very, very subtle. But especially some of the places you've been, you've had to just watch for subtle movements, things that seem very normal, and just fade into the background. But you see this hand just slowly slip up and wave, and you notice that it's actually the brother of the orphan, the one that came out yelling for help. He's shorter than most in the room, even, just kind of tucked back in the corner. And as he hears all this going on, he tries to you see him poking his head up, trying to make eye contact with one of you, and he waves his hand and puts it down, and you just catch that moment that his hand is up.
I didn't see that though with a 21. Oh.
I'll just call him over.
Do you call him out, or do you wave at him, or how do you call him out?
Specifically call him out.
Alright. You yell for. Do you know his name, or do you just say "Hey boy," or how do you call him out?
Nope.
I'll just say, the one who raised their hand, come over here and tell us what you know.
Oh, I suppose Ryu never told us his name from Father Samuel.
No.
Not.
I'm gonna hand Raja the pieces back to put it in his bag again, since knows anything. I may as well stop holding them.
And Raj, as you call for him to come, you see him just shrink down like a teacher just called on a student. Like,
Ooh.
you could tell he was being subtle to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of calling, I'm gonna call in the tavern keeper to bring a round of whatever today's special is for the table. For all
Sour
five
water.
of us.
I'm going to ask Raja if he could. Did you see the individual who raised their hand?
What's that?
Because you called it out publicly. I'm just going to ask. Did you see an individual raise their hand?
Yes, the orphan boy.
I'll just turn. I gotta remember if I got this name correct. Ah, young Xander? Is that...
That doesn't sound right. That can't be his name. How would you even know that?
I'll just quickly give his brother told me their names. Or no, Father Samuel told me their names when I went in to see his brother.
And you
That could have been helpful information.
You see Xander. You see Xander like get up, and he's, even though he's been called out, even though his name has been called, there's just trepidation as in his walk, as he doesn't go directly towards you, and he doesn't bolt out the door, but he's just getting up and moving towards the door, just not beelining it to the door.
For context again. How old is this kid?
Xander is, they're both young teenage. You think you were told somewhere around like 14 and 15, but not sure which one was which. And yeah, so he continues to walk, and he's almost to the door.
I see the boy heading towards the door, and it looks a little suspicious to me. I'm gonna try to catch him.
Is the door open or closed?
Open.
I'm gonna use Mage Hand to close the door.
Okay. Door shuts. As he's right about to reach or go through it, the door's closed right in front of him. I didn't mean anything. I swear. Like, it was a stupid bet. I already told you that.
I want to walk up behind him, very friendly, like, and just kind of like throw an arm around him and just be like, "Why don't we come sit down and have a quiet chat?"
Roll a diplomacy check.
Will do.
As there are really 5 individuals, but 6 individuals kind of right in his immediate area that have called him out and identified.
I rolled an 18.
18. Okay. You see in that moment that you basically, in a sense, take him under your wing. And you can feel him just step into you. And you pick up that as you're having this conversation or this statement with him, that it's a sense of fear. Fear, shame, that is where he's at right now. So as you kind of diplomatically handle this, that is where he's at. What are you all doing?
I'll quickly set the level. Like, there's no one's in trouble. This is we just want to know as much as we can.
I mean, I can tell you a little bit. What are you wanting to know? I'd rather not be here, though.
Why would you rather not be here? Just out of curiosity, what do you know that you're not telling us?
I mean, I don't know what I know that you don't know, but I just don't want to be here. There's a lot of people here, and it's kind of scary.
Would you like to go somewhere quieter?
And you say that and realize that the room is dead silent. Like, it didn't quite click until now, but the room is at a stance. It is quiet. Um, uh, maybe someone not so quiet?
Should
I think we should take him back either to our holding house or at least outside where there's less prying eyes, and I'll just stare around at all the unhelpful people.
If you want, Zip, I'll meet you outside. I'll bring food out, just 'cause I'm hungry, and I know our new friend is as well.
Okay.
Yes.
Do they have patio seating?
What's a patio? No.
There is a fence actually where the horses are tied up on. Sometimes you've seen people sitting on that, but that's kind of the extent of it.
Okay, so if we go outside, is there anyone else in our immediate area, or would that be an okay
Yeah,
conversation
you see Rihu. You definitely see that as the four of you. Vantalord, you're staying inside, correct?
Yep, I'm gonna wait for food.
And Skarnir, are you heading out or going in?
I'm going in, and all this talk about eating has got me a little famished. So, Skarnir is going in to get some food and some beverages.
Okay, so you'll be there with Vantalord and Raj. Are you outside or inside the tavern?
Oh, I'll go outside.
Okay.
As I go to leave before my mage hand disappears, I'm gonna take 5 silver, hand it to the mage hand, and bring it over to Vantalord with the mage hand.
Okay. Vantalord, you get.
Thank you, Zep.
Perfect.
I'm sure it's edible. Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. I say, man's gotta eat.
So the two of you head over to order some food and some drinks, and the food variety is decent, from different kinds of meats and vegetables. The drinks are fairly basic, nothing of a good stout or anything like that. No good ales, but they have some variety there. As the other three of you walk out with Xander and Rihu, you know, in this moment that you're still handling this, you see him slightly less tense, but he's, you know, it's still strangers around him.
Right.
Outside the environment, a lot of the shops were already packing up. There's just like one or two that are just finishing up. It's not quiet. It's not like eerie quiet, but it's not, you know, there's not a lot of people around.
And as we're walking up, like, I just want to kind of reassure Xander that, you know, we're here just to make sure that, to try and help to make sure nothing happens to anyone else that happened to you and your buddy.
Oh, you mean in the mines?
I'm sorry, kind of broke up a man. What was that?
Yep.
You mean in the mines?
Yes.
Yes.
What happened to you and your brother in the mines? We're just trying to make sure. We're trying to get all the information we can, so that doesn't happen again. You know.
That's what I'll go. I was the one who pulled your brother out of the mines.
Oh, thank you. He's with Father Samuel. He's not doing so well. I don't know what I could tell you that would be of any help. It was dark in there. I recall. I think I told you. There's a passage to the left and the right.
Yes.
There were so many rats in there. It was just horrible. There was rats all over. I remember that Quinn wanted to go right, and we started to go right, and there was a hallway, and it led down, and there's some bright lights, green or no, I think it was blue, bright blue lights, and I didn't like it. He said that we just need to keep going, but I, you know, and you just see him like sadness starts to come over. But I didn't want to, and I went the other way instead.
Is he telling us the truth? Like, is this all he knows? Because this is what he told us before we went in too.
You can do an insight check.
What's it? It's not insight on this one. It's
Oh,
is this the sense motive one?
Sense motive, yep.
Okay. 13.
He seems to be recalling it the best he can.
Okay. Why were you so quick to leave the tavern?
Oh, it's just, we're not supposed to be in there. Father Samuel tells us all the time not to go in there, and that it's a dangerous place, and no one ever believes him. Now something
The tavern.
happened. Yeah.
Why were you so quick to leave the tavern?
Because it's all those people. Because do you want to be around people when you do something wrong?
But you were in there, and then when we
But
were asking questions, you started to run.
You called me out. Like, you made it, like, you put me in the spotlight.
I didn't, but I didn't even know you were in there
Well,
until you started trying to run.
He looks at all of you, like, and you get the sense of guilt, like a child who's been caught doing something he's not supposed to.
You really have
Sir.
nothing else you can tell us.
I mean, what would help? Maybe there was lots of sounds in there, stuff that I wouldn't think would be in a mine. I know there's water, but whatever.
You heard water?
Turn?
Oh yeah, like dripping, like there's water. I think there was at a time like voices. I thought I heard voices. That's when my brother and I were at the light, and I heard voices and I didn't want to go forward. That's why I ran. But he said to keep going, and I didn't. But he did.
Was there anything after that, or was that when you came straight out?
Well, and then I got lost, and it took a little while. But sometime
And
after
that was
I got out.
That was where you lost your brother, right? Before you got lost.
That's right.
Okay.
Is there talking? How's the food coming from the tavern?
The food at this time, it's been 5-10 minutes or so, and the food has been it started to come out, and Vantalord and Skarnir, both of you have your dishes, as the last little bits of it are starting to come out. So,
Oh, it's about time. I am hungry.
That good dwarf's always hungry. It's fantastic.
That is correct. I hope they bring us at least 4 plates.
Maybe we eat our comrades' food.
Maybe. If it looks like they don't want it, I will take it.
How long have you been in this area? I see with that big battle axe. Have you been in any good fights or seen any interesting monsters that you've seen coming this way?
Not this way. I just came into the area yesterday. And met Nax, of course, and we had pleasant conversation. But I haven't seen any action for a little bit now, which I'm very thankful for.
Yeah, the last thing I remember was in the mine had that whatever that monster was attached to my neck, and it felt like it was siphoning like strength and just my will to live right off.
And how are you feeling now?
Still weakened. Father Samuel was able to pray a blessing over me, and I was able to pull back some of my strength. But I'm maybe like 50% back to the way that a good dwarf should be able to. It's kind of hard for me to even lift my shield right now.
If
Hopefully,
only. Go ahead.
hopefully in the next day or so, I can at least be good in combat and not just look tough.
Hmm. If only I had a good bowl of Yeti brains to feed to you, I think that would toughen you right back up.
Oh, I haven't had Yeti brains since my grandma made it for me when I was a young boy. She had some of the best spices. Alas, when she passed probably 3, 4 years ago, she took that recipe with her.
And the final plates come out. One more each, or two more each. You each had your 4 that you had ordered. A couple others for your comrades if you decide to give it to them. But yeah, the rest of the food is now out.
I'm gonna eat my plates, and then I will bring the rest of the food out to the comrades. How much did that cost, just that way I can remove it from my pouches? And I'll take care of you, kind sir.
With the 5 silver that Zep gave you, like 2 more silver will cover the whole thing.
Well, as we're outside with the boy, I'm kind of getting like feeling a little bad reading kind of like the nonverbal signals here, kind of like now realizing that we almost like, kind of singled out this child and put him on the spot, and we kind of put a big target on him. So it doesn't really seem like there's much left there for him, for us. And I just want to ask Zeph if there's any further questions he had.
I don't think he knows anything else.
Okay. Well, I think we should go back inside and leave him to his.
Are you all gonna?
devices.
Are you gonna get rid of all the monsters?
We don't know yet. We will do our best.
It'd be really great if you could.
You just go tend to your brother and make sure that he gets a full recovery.
Okay. And you see him head over to the temple.
So then I'm gonna turn and go back into the tower.
Okay. Raja, Zep, and you follow?
Yeah.
I'll just turn around and look in the direction of the mine. And just...
We can't see it from here.
Yeah, but I'll just look in that direction and just contemplate.
Actually, can I watch as he goes? Make sure he goes into the temple?
Yeah. It's literally right behind you.
Right, I just wanted to make sure.
And he goes inside of there.
Okay.
Yep. So the two of you walk in. Raja stays out, contemplating, looking off in the direction of the mine. So now the 4 of you are back in the tavern.
I wave him over. Zep, it just came out. It should still be nice and fresh for you. Same with the yours, Rihu. Hopefully it's what you guys would think is edible.
Yeah. I'll sit down with it.
My eyes light up. I'm like, finally a good meal.
Can I get a fork? Fork?
And they bring some kind of utensil over for you, some kind of crude utensil.
Spork.
Obviously, things haven't. Metalworking is not their strongest suit here.
As soon as Skarnir watches the barmaid bring over the fork with surprise, he watches and looks at who was it that wanted the fork?
Zep.
Zep looks at Zep, and then he just starts laughing as loud as he can, almost falling out of his chair. What is that?
The fork. It's how you eat.
That is not how you eat. And he's still laughing. He's like, you eat like this. He takes the plate and starts dumping it down his throat.
Skarnir, unfortunately, they don't understand the ways of a good dwarf.
Rihu is just looking over, horrified by the sight that he's just seeing.
I lived with dwarfs most of my life. And they did not eat like that.
Then they weren't a real dwarf.
And they weren't real dwarfs. and Skarnir starts laughing even louder.
With that, I pick up my plate and I do the same thing. Just down the hatch.
Under his breath, Zep just is uncivilized.
And within, especially with eating like that, within minutes, the food has been eaten. Even a little bit longer, but even Rihu, you finished your food, and been able to mull over the information that you've found out.
Well, it sounds like it's time for us to make a decision on our next step here.
This decision. What did the what information did the boy give you? And I see you didn't join.
Nothing new.
Direct.
Yeah, really, really nothing new.
Nothing we didn't know.
He described that light that we came across down in the caves, along with the noises that we also heard.
We need to. I would like to go and check out the mine entrance.
Okay.
And just, I don't know, for peace
What?
of mind for us to see that nothing's coming out. I don't know.
But
I don't trust it.
It's the middle of the night. What are we gonna find?
I don't know. I'll sit watch all night if I have to.
I've had a good night's rest, and I think I'm going to join Zep, even if nothing else, just for someone to talk to, even though I'm not as nearly as intelligent as he is.
You need your strength as much as you can.
And I don't know
Yeah.
if sleeping's going to bring it back. The only thing... But
But you could make yourself worse at the same
Yeah.
time.
And that would help nobody.
We're gonna need you at least half strength if we're gonna get anything done.
if you're sure you don't want someone to talk to throughout the evening.
If anything, Vanta, Lord, I would recommend thinking about because now I don't think any of us know what triggered the beast to unlatch itself or from you. Maybe start thinking on if there was anything Father Samuel did that helped.
I think it was the prayer. The timing was astounding. The minute he hit him with the prayer, it unlatched. Like, so if he sensed the evil deep within that thing, and then it's the good of prayer, maybe that is what caused it to unlatch, detach.
Maybe I'll go back and pray to Apsu. Maybe he gives me some insight.
Because I think no matter what happens, we need to know how to deal with those in the future.
If only the cauldron was still there. Could put him in that.
Yes, I know your feelings on the cauldron.
Okay. So how do you guys want to proceed?
Well, that's what I
You're
would
gonna
like
go
to
to the
do,
cave,
unless
to the
someone
mine.
unless someone can talk me out of.
Yep.
I'm
My-
not going right to the mouth of the cave. I just want to go where I'm within sight
Mhm.
of the entrance, so I can watch.
Okay.
If those creatures have been coming, well, before he leaves, I kind of want to make an argument towards the opposite, though. If those creatures had been coming out, this village would know what they looked like. There would be so many more reports of dangerous things happening. I think we would be safe for one night. Like, they're clearly not venturing outside of the cave.
Unless that's what's doing that to, like, that lady, the dead lady that we just found. Like, unless this is part of that. What happens if, like, that spider, the spiders come out, and that's the ultimate, like, that's what would happen to Avantalor. How do we know? Because it was sucking their strength and their life force. That's what it looked like.
We could barely handle one that was attached, though. How are we going to handle one on its own? We don't know how to fight them yet.
I'm not saying we're going to fight them. I'm saying we are making sure. Because we can run back and get people if the minute we see anything. We can go get help, but if we don't know they're coming out, then we're just, maybe they kill more people in the night.
I understand your fears. I just don't know. Without, in the darkness, there's not much that I can do.
As you recall, he doesn't have dark vision. When he says that, you start to cannot see at night.
My friend will help us. He can see for miles at night.
Your friend? Question mark.
Yes, Cutie. I think Fantalord might be the only one who's seen him.
Potentially. I'd have to jog my memory.
My owl friend?
Oh,
My
yeah.
companion? You met him.
Oh, yes, way back in Ogburg.
He's out in the forest right now.
Yep, I do remember on the ride here from Ogburg.
No. It's when you were playing with your dagger.
The last like 2-3 days has been a blur. I apologize,
Yeah,
but I do remember.
you're fine.
But with that, I think you're right, Rihu. I think I'll head back and try to get some more rest. Maybe, hopefully, regain a little bit more strength back.
I think we need to come up with a plan. This is me just talking personally before we all leave. I firmly believe we need to come up with a plan to deal with this mine. I just don't think there's much we can do.
You're talking out of character right now?
No, in character,
okay.
in the tavern still.
Okay.
I just don't believe that I don't believe there's that much we can do, and I want to have my strength for when we have the daylight on our side.
What if we take... They did have that one gate that was kind of... It didn't seem to be hanging properly, and it had a hole in it anyway. What if we tried to get it off the hinges and at least lay it down, put some boulders or some logs in front of it? At least slow them down for the night so they have some resistance.
We don't need to block it tonight. I want to basically be on watch. That is all. I don't want to fight anything tonight. I know I will not be able to sleep knowing that mine is wide open.
Well, my big concern is with all of the eggs that we saw, and one already hatched in Raja's backpack. Even if one of us is staying out keeping watch, if all of those eggs hatched and came out, it's going to overrun us very easily.
I understand. I don't want to be caught flat-footed.
This conversation is all going on in a tavern, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, if you have me with you, you're not going to get caught flat-footed. I can guarantee you that. He's very, very bold about what he's saying, and takes out his axe and slams it down on the table. You have my axe and my shield.
Oh, it's a confident one.
There's both ideas have merit. It's just I don't know. I would have uneasy sleep even if I tried. I don't know that I would be able to sleep. I know I need to, but
Can we start devising a plan for how we're going to... I mean, First off, I think we need to make a decision on if we are going to actually go back into that cave, or if we just decide we want to seal that up.
Well, we were asked to try to reopen the mine. You know, we might get some rewards for that.
I don't think
or
reopening the mine is a possibility at this point.
Yeah, I
well, that
don't
would
think
be
so
we
either.
would have to go in and clear it out, which doesn't sound like something we can handle on our own. We would need a lot of help. Even more than I can't remember his name right now.
Skarnir?
Skarnir.
Skarnir. Even more than what Skarnir can give us, or even Nax if he for whatever reason wanted to join, even though it's dirty in there. You know, I don't think there's enough help to do it. The only thing I think we could actually do is block it.
I agree. But just for my own personal, I do not want to go back into that cave. It is a cave of horrors.
Raja will come back inside now and order some food if there's not any left on the table.
Still a bit left on the table.
Are you
Yeah,
sure?
I didn't eat all mine.
Are you sure there's 2 dwarfs sitting there that were really hungry? I don't know if there'd be any food left on that damn table.
Speaking of which, look at the tavern keeper. Bring me another couple plates of food.
Why?
And throughout the night, the food comes, the sour water comes. You guys have a conversation and kind of figuring this out about what you wanted to do. And is the plan then to go to the mine tonight, tomorrow morning,
I think tomorrow morning I would have thought. I think they convinced me not to. My character not to.
Okay.
Zep would not go tonight now.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. And my goal is so that we could be full strength in the morning to try and solve this issue.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Well, then after Raja, did you have anything once you come back in? Did you have anything you wanted to say?
No, I'm gonna stay quiet and just order that plate of food. And when it comes, I'll eat it. I'll try to eat it anyway.
Okay. So throughout the night, the meals continue to come. Eventually, the 4 of you, unless you bring Skarnir back as well to your staging house there. Skarnir, you do have a room at the tavern. If you want to stay here for the night, you can do that as well. So you can go either place.
I'll stay at the tavern. I'm more familiar there.
Okay. So
Before we leave, then I'll tell him, like, if you want to meet us an hour past dawn, we will go check out the mine.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Perfect. So you guys go back to your resting quarters after some good stories, some good tales, chowing down some food, both Civilized Way 1 and Civilized Way 2. You guys enjoy the night and ponder and question about how you're going to resolve this situation. You head back to your respective places for the night. Sleep for the Skarnar, for you, sleep is sleep. You love it, you enjoy it, you lay down, you knock out, it's perfect. For the other 4 of you, you did pretty much rest throughout the day. Sleep, for the large part, Vanderlord, sleep still isn't too hard for you because your body is craving it. Raja, if you'd roll another Constitution check.
Natural 20.
Okay, perfect.
Yes, that was.
That fair enough. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Rihu and Zep, sleep for you is a little bit harder, just because you're already rested, right?
But I didn't sleep earlier.
It's okay. So it's not impossible. Both of you still make it through the night. There's no penalties or anything. But you make it through the night, and it is now morning the next day. and it is an hour past dawn. We will go ahead and take our break here now, though. It's a good stopping point, a little bit earlier than we normally would take our break, just by a few minutes. But we'll take our one and only break now. Be back in about 5 minutes, and we will pick up at the entrance to the mine.
Just for your record, too, at dawn, I get up and I open my spell book.
Okay.
That's why I asked for the hour.
Aha, gotcha.
Just out of curiosity, with the rest, does that give any strength or constitution back to me, or just the HP? Just out of pure curiosity. Ten-4, Rubber Ducky. Mm-hmm. Yep.
You might want to get your tickets then, Rory. Yeah, we won't be able to make it. No, not with everything that's happened in the last month. Yeah, I definitely want to make it, but yeah, that's my thought is like we have, get a year and a half to plan it. There's, mm-hmm. What's no. Yeah.
Okay. What's not
Well, and
working?
the stream is the stream is very far behind right now because we're still on there.
Yeah.
'Cause I know there was some buffering issues at times, and it's doing it again right now. It's buffering. Yep.
Game modem router and everything. Well, desktop computer. Any? No. Okay.
But did you power it up from like completely shut down or? Okay, yeah, then that shouldn't be the issue.
Blame Spectrum. 40 meg upload? That's not too terrible. That should be plenty fine.
Hey, I know what that is. Yeah. Well, I'm 3 weeks into IT, so I know words now.
No words now. Yeah, because you're running a 1060, correct? Yeah, I'd be watching Newhagen Micro Center for sales on like a 3060 or 6600. Oh, an MSI's actually got a 6600 on sale right now for 280 from 350. Yeah, it'd be quite an update for you. The other thing you could be doing is
It's like
check
3 times what he
Yeah,
has if he has a 1060. So
yeah, it'd be quite an upgrade. Sometimes you can find some pretty decent sales on Brain Work, Facebook Marketplace. People saying, "Oh yeah, I just upgraded from a 3080 to a 4090," and Mhm. But I know my 6600 runs Tailspire beautifully. Your desktop? Yeah, absolutely. Back here. I'll send you in Discord. Because this one's actually on sale right at Micro Center down in St. Louis Park. I wish. $1 million.
yeah, the stream is so far behind. It's still showing
I'm here. I'm just
what
stuffing
happened
my face
before
with
break.
food.
Oh, so you're in character already.
Uh
I've been waiting for you to say, let's get going. I've just been.
Yeah, it's like even in real life, I'm a character. Got some nice thick beef jerky, and my lovely bride is making deconstructed cheeseburgers.
It's so far behind. Yeah, because they're just to the dwarf stuff. Who are you talking to? I am not right now.
Yeah, I'm.
What's
Hmm.
see?
Huh. It's like 10
So what they're
minutes.
talking about right now, it's the axe part. So like that was like 10 minutes ago. Yeah, they'll hear you talk about this soon.
Ah!
It's such a bummer.
And hey, if nothing else, all the cameras are in the right spot all night tonight. Audio is working. Just gotta work out the buffering stuff. So we'll get that. We will get that.
I have a
Mhm.
quick before we go live too. I have a quick
We're live.
out of
Go
character
ahead.
question. Oh, okay.
Go ahead. What's your question?
So that's when I scribed that scroll over.
Yep.
I'm able to add the spell to my list, right?
Correct. It
Yeah.
just takes the time and the gold to be able to do that. But yes, then it is one
Right,
of your
and you didn't
learned
tell me how
spells.
much gold it was.
We can look into it. I think it's 25 gold.
Yeah, because I didn't know what level it was or anything like that. You just told me it was a scroll of cause fear.
Yeah. So we'll look into that. I think it's 25 gold. I think it's a level 1.
Okay, it's not in my prepared or anything for the day, so
Okay.
I don't have to worry about that. I just need to add it to my manager at some point or my
Okay.
book.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, good
Okay.
question, though.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next morning, everyone wakes up. Skarnier, you start heading over towards the mine. It's a well-known place. Even just for the history of Duvik's past. That was
right.
one of the big things about this place 80 years ago is this mine became very popular until stuff started happening. Then it shut down. And Father Samuel's been keeping it on the low since then. And it's only a half mile away from the town anyways.
Rory.
Yep.
Who gets to the mine first, me or the group?
Good question. Well, I mean, I'm gonna say you. Overall, you're more rested, and you're not traveling in a group. It's just you and yourself, so you're gonna be able to get there a little bit quicker.
All right. As soon as I get there, I'm going to, even though I know there's a group coming, I'm going to scout out like the first 20 feet of the cave, and then
But
come
nice
back
knowing you.
out and wait for them.
Okay. Okay. So we will handle that in just a moment, and then the other four of you. Zep, you prepare your spells in the morning.
Yep, that's what I
And-
wanted the hour after dawn for.
Yep. And Raja, if you'd roll another con check.
Three.
3. Okay.
Ouch.
So when you wake up this morning, Raja, towards the evening, or towards the night before you lay down, that nauseating feeling was subsiding. You're starting to feel better. And you went to bed or throughout the night fairly at ease. Waking up this morning, you feel a tightness in your muscles. Nothing that's currently hindering you, but like the aches that go through our body when we're sick. Is a bit of that feeling, that sensitivity to the skin, that irritation type feeling. You're getting that with a little bit of tightness of the muscles.
Speaking of muscles, did we get a chance to cover any strength regains?
And in regards to you, you go ahead and roll just a knowledge check. Is it just flat knowledge?
No. Knowledge doesn't have one. It has to be something specific within it.
Let's go with knowledge.
Knowledge could be religion,
Let's go with nature.
nature.
Just in the let's go. Vantalord, roll a knowledge nature and
Sure.
roll a knowledge arcana.
Let's see. That's a 13 for the nature. A 9 for the arcana.
Okay. For the nature one, it makes sense to you that after you sleep, your body rests, you get some strength back. Plus, you had food. Those are kind of this common factors of not feeling well. You don't quite understand how, but whatever it is that Father Samuel did to you, in some of his healings, he was able to also help you recover your weakness, your strength. Doesn't really make sense how, but you know he did something that did that. But you can roll a d4. Put food in me, give me some sleep, I'll feel better. That makes sense.
Yep. I rolled a 2.
Okay. And then that will go onto your con, which then puts you back. Thank you, John, for gifting that sub to Hack/Minis.
And
that brings you
negative
back up
1.
to your standard for your con, right? That's
Nope. Just brings me to -1 because I was at -3. So it
Okay.
gets me closer.
How many more attempts on your negative on your con do you have, or is that where you were to begin with?
I was at -3 to begin with, so
Before any of the attacks.
correct. No, before any of the attacks, I was at my total con was a 10.
10.
So this brings me back to 9. So
Gotcha. You're close, but not quite there.
mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's where you're at. You're feeling a little bit more hardy, a little bit more sturdy in your bones, but you can tell that you're just not there yet. Raja and Rihu, anything you guys are doing before you head out to the mines?
Just putting on my, kind of getting geared up for the day and making sure I have all my equipment with me and ready for a long day.
And Rihu, you're a bit quiet too.
Is better?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I just had to move the mic up a little bit.
Perfect.
Yeah, we're just getting ready for the day. That's all I was doing.
Okay.
You guys grabbing torches or anything today, or am I gonna bring the only one?
I've got torches. I've got my torch.
I have torches in my
Okay.
bag. My torch in my bag.
Okay. And Raja, anything you're doing?
I'll just step outside of the place that we're staying, and I'll just stretch out and just look out into the distance, mentally preparing myself.
Okay. Perfect. As the four of you are starting to head over in your current conditions, Skarnar, you arrive there before them. You look around, and they're not present. You know they're coming. They're just not quite there yet. You mentioned that you're wanting to head over into the mine, correct?
Yeah, about 20 feet in. I want to check to see if I can tell, like, is it sloping down? You know, the cave, is it going down? Is it going up? And to see if the walls were carved out, by humanoids or something like that. And this really isn't really a cave, it's man-made. You know what I mean? Or
Right.
humanoid-made.
Yep.
So that is what Skarn is looking for.
Okay.
Batting to see if there's any trouble waiting for us. He's willing to take that chance to see. Sorry, I guess I knocked my camera.
No worries. And so as you enter, you can tell as you enter in that it is a mine shaft. It is hewn out by man. It has been carved out. Go ahead and roll a... Oh, man. A knowledge nature check.
Knowledge nature is +7 on the roll, so I've got a 15 total.
Perfect. You walk in just to the mouth of the mine. You're about 2 feet in. You saw that gate that they were referring to. It's this makeshift kind of metal gate that was up there that obviously isn't really stopping anyone from passing through. And when you walk in, you recognize the hewn walls. The floor is flat. You smell the moisture in the air. Just of nothing pungent as far as that goes. It's just dampness. There are stalagmites and stalactites throughout that you can see. You do have 60 feet of dark vision, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So you see down a little ways. You do see that there are lanterns and sconces that are lit throughout, giving some additional light as you look back into this mine shaft. You see that it looks like it comes to a dead end, which, in hearing the accounts of the young boy, you only assume that it makes sense that it forks left and right. It tees left and right.
Okay. All right, I will I will go down to the T and no further, and then just to see if I can hear or see anything in both directions. And then if I don't, or even if I do, I'm going to head back to the mouth and wait for the group.
Okay. Roll, Mike. Will you roll a d6, and Raja, will you roll a d6?
I got a 6.
Okay.
I got a 1.
Okay.
Both ends of the spectrum.
Yep. The four of you took off just a little bit later than planned. Nothing significant, but there's a little bit of tidying up and stretching out and collecting of the four of you. You're running a little bit further behind, just a few minutes than planned. Skarn, is it Skarn? Do you wanting to go by Skarn or Skarnir?
You can call me Skarn for short.
Perfect. I'll go by Skarn then. You start to enter into the mine. And as you do, you start to hear sounds at the end or down the corridor. It sounds like there is tapping and scratching. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Alrighty, let me see what my bonus is here. Perception is a +5. I rolled a 12 on the die, so that'd be 17.
17. So you hear this scratching and this chirping, not chirping, but mouthing type of sound that you'd recognize from a rat. Like this kind of sound. You hear quite a bit of that. You also hear this cracking and popping sound, almost like a bones. Do you continue down the corridor?
No, I'm not going to continue down the corridor. I'm just going to recon, like I said, and then go back to the mouth. But I want to know, is there a check I can do to see if I recognize this noise, since I, obviously spent probably the first 50 years of my life under a mountain?
Roll a history check.
Alrighty. I like this app, by the way. This app is something else. All right, I got a +2 on my history check. I got a 14 on the dice. That's 16.
Okay. It just doesn't make sense. Some of it was familiar, bits of sounds of rats. I'm pretty confident that there's rats in here, but as far as the popping and clicking type sounds that were happening, that it didn't seem like anything that your dwarven clan had ever done. Whether you engineered it or it was natural, it doesn't sound familiar.
Okay. I take that to heart, and I don't even question my bravery. I just instantly turn around and head back to the mouth of the cave and wait for the group.
Okay. Moments after you walk out, they approach the entrance of the mine here.
Were we able to see him come out?
Yep, you see him, just the last bit of him as he's getting to this position. It looks like he went in.
The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna 10 feet away from him. I'm just gonna quickly walk around and see if I see anything on him.
Scar, you see Zeb walk around you, kind of like looking at you.
Before he started doing that, I was waving, and then when I saw that he was not waving back and walking around me, I kind of just started giggling a little bit, and still have my hand up in waving fashion, but I'm watching him walk around me.
I'll wave quickly, but I'll just be like, okay, just making sure there's nothing attached to you, man.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. And then I go on to tell them, Skarner stands there, leans on his axe, and says, I went about 20 feet, 25 feet into the tunnels.
Did you hear the clicking?
Yes, I did. I heard the clicking, and what sounded like rats.
Yeah, they're in there too. There's skeletons. There's some kind of crazy, like, ghost lady thing that, Rihu over there let out of a bottle. Yeah, that was crazy.
Was it still smoky from my fire? As I let out a laugh.
You don't, I shoot my eyes over towards him and just a little glare and then back over to Scar.
Yeah. You can glare at me all you want. It was a smart idea at the time.
Well, now that we're here, are we going in, or are we just gonna steal this cave up?
Do we see anything on the ground other than ours or Skarnir's footprints or like regular human footprints, like humanoid? They're little spider footprints.
So you're basically looking for evidence of creatures coming in and out.
Yes.
Spider footprints. You better look all over the walls and the ceiling.
Well, yeah, I mean, they can only.
Roll
But
a,
in the dirt. I'm looking around the dirt.
Roll a perception check.
I'm joining in on that perception check because I was actually thinking about asking that.
16 plus 4, dirty 20.
I'm just checking mine. A 9.
You don't notice anything other than the tracks, the drag marks, stuff like that you guys created.
I might have lucked out.
I think we just seal this up and then get it.
I'm gonna look and go, I think that's a good idea, especially with 2 experts in underground activities. And I look at the 2 dwarves.
I think you forget the fact that my family was paladins and my dad was a personal guard to one of the kings. I didn't do much in the mines.
But you said you were a real dwarf. I'm confused. Last night you kept talking about being a real dwarf, and now you don't know anything about the mines.
Well, dwarves are more than just miners. We are very
And
stout
gnomes are more
warriors.
than just short, but all you did was call me Shorty.
The only thing you're good for is spell slinging.
You know, all I'm saying is a tiger can't change stripes.
Dwarf's got a dwarf. Close the mine.
Well,
I'll ask Skarnir if he has any experience with underground digging or mines.
I have plenty of experience. I was raised in a mine, in a silver mine, and yes, I have plenty of experience. And if you guys are talking about sealing this entrance, that might be good in justice for now, but later these creatures will emerge and they will do more damage. And is that right of us when we have the ability to go in there and stop it? Is it right of us to just leave it be and cover it up like we just brushed it under the rug?
Scarn, will you roll a history check for me?
thunder
+2.
knowledge.
Yep, I got an 18.
18. In your knowledge of Duvik's Pass, there's a lot of unknowns when it comes to exactly what happened being so long ago. Your clan has a little bit more insight because Duvik's Pass was actually a silver mine. When it started to really blow up, it's because a silver vein, a real thick silver vein, was found in this hill, in this mountain here. And that caught the attention of your clan. However, before you could make the journey here the first time, the mine had already been shut down. So you're aware that there is or there should be a plethora of silver in here.
Yeah, I turn back again to the mine and then back to the group, and once again say I do not think that we should seal this. This is not the way that things should be. We should go in there and eradicate this threat.
I think there's a chance we can do it. We have to be smart about it, and we have to take it
When
step
he-
by step.
When he says smart about it, I'm instantly gonna look at Raja.
Skarn kind of stepped closer to whoever was just speaking about being smart of it and puts his hand on their shoulder. Well said, my friend, well said. Here's bravery for you.
One thing that we do have on the first time that we didn't have the first time is we have a little bit better layout of the inside of the mine. We do know
Know our
that.
way around there.
Yeah. We
To an
also know
extent.
there is a room with that we already went through and cleared, but that doesn't mean it didn't change. We also know where the room is that had that very thick webbing that the monster came off of. But now what we don't know is where the banshee is, how many skeletons are in there, and if any of those eggs hatched that had the monster offspring in them.
Will everyone roll a perception check? If you have any kind of advantage or ability with hearing,
So
then apply.
everyone.
Yeah, everyone. Perception.
Ooh.
But if you have something for hearing, then apply that.
I got a dirty
Oh.
20.
I just have
13.
keen senses. It doesn't say hearing specifically, so.
Yeah.
19.
Dirty 20, 19, what else?
13.
13,
11.
11.
Yeah.
Rihu?
That was an 11.
11. Skarn, you had dirty 20, right?
Yep.
And Raja, you had 19. The two of you, Skarn, especially for you because you hadn't heard this quite like this before, you hear it again. Raja, being so close in proximity, more than once, you pick up on the sound very quickly. As the two of you specifically start to hear this tapping, clicking, and popping sound, like something is moving. Just for kind of an analogy, think of a hand that is crawling, that the knuckles are constantly popping. It's kind of like what this sounds like. Same thing that you heard while you're inside Skarn.
Whoa, that's creepy.
Mm-hmm.
I will draw my rapier and just.
As soon as Skarn hears this, he picks up his axe and slings his shield off of his back and looks back at the entrance to the cave.
I'm guessing
Just
the
in
ones- those of
battle
us-
stance.
Those of us that didn't see it are obviously alerted now because they.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'm drawing my longsword, but being that I'm still weak, I'm going to use it as a two-handed, so I'm dropping my shield.
Okay. You guys, everyone definitely gets the impression that if you're going to do something, it's now. That urgency, that tension raises, and it's now. Whether that's running, collapsing, running in, cave, whatever it is, now is that time.
Do we vote? What do you guys want to do? What do we do? I think the only way to truly save these people is to go in and clear it out.
Yeah. I'll say we go.
There's strength in numbers, and our numbers did just increase.
I'll just say, you know what? It's been a good ride. Let's go.
So optimistic.
As my uncle once said, today's a good day to die.
Who
So
is
what?
leading? Who wants to go in the front then?
Oh,
Well, it's gotta be
will.
somebody-
I
it's gotta
will
be
lead.
someone who can see. Yes.
Skarnier will lead. I will take up this job.
I'll be right behind him.
All right.
And then who?
I'll be in the middle.
I want to be in the direct middle.
Raja, where do you want to be?
I want to be between someone's legs if I can. You know, that'd be a great spot.
Where do you want to
I'm
be,
going
Raja?
to be after Vantalord.
Okay.
How does that work?
So I'll just like nudge my way in there.
I don't
Well,
want to be in the
guess
back.
that-
I don't want
guess
to be in
that-
the front.
I guess that leaves the guy who can't see in the back. All right.
Fine. So as he says that, I'll reach out and I will touch and cast light on his
On who?
I can my monk spade. I
What-
can put it on the monk spade.
on your spade.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So as all of you line up, get ready to charge in. Zep, you cast light.
It lasts for 20 minutes.
And you begin to head in. As you do, that sound, again, it becomes pretty predominant as you enter in. And it doesn't take long, especially with 3 individuals being able to see decently well in the dark. Just trying to find something that's decently visible.
Look, some +1s.
And as you walk in, you get close to that T section when that sound becomes even more predominant.
Do we hear from the left to the right?
You hear it from straight in front of you. Now, being everyone is looking and on guard, you notice there's some different creatures. Raja, you recognize what you're looking at. You see a blend of rats as well as these other unknown creatures. Scar, you recognize the rats, and vaguely looks like the creatures that you saw Zep holding up.
Okay.
And Bandalord, you're right there with him.
And they're coming towards us, or they're just
Right now, they're just standing there, scurrying around, intermingling with each other. You're probably a good 20 feet away from them.
Creatures. That's fantastic.
So you say like the spider creatures are intermingling with the rats?
Yeah, like they're occupying the same general area.
How many of the creatures does there seem to be there?
It looks like there's a couple of each. It's kind of hard to tell with some of the mining piles and them moving in and out from behind it, but it looks to be like there's about 2 each. And they are slowly becoming aware of your presence. And also, just so everyone remembers, I know we're still pretty new at it. If you look on Twitch, you do each have +1s.
Yep.
And Scarn, I'm not sure if you're familiar from watching the other streams, but you can use those to add them to your rolls.
The +1s?
Yep. So you have 2 of them yourself, where if you want to roll to attack and add 2 +1s, you can do
Okay.
that, as well as there's some other things you can do with them when you have a quantity of them.
Part of me wants to say take out draw my crossbow and shoot at one, but I don't think the rest of the group would be happy with that.
And you can see them, especially with the lack of quietness, as they do start to now recognize that there is an intruder in their area.
Yep, that's exactly what I'm going to do.
So we just look for it.
I'm going for it.
Okay, go ahead,
Guys,
everyone.
just so you know, I'm pulling my crossbow, guys. I'm gonna shoot at this guy. Maybe we can damage him before they get to us.
Alright, I'll let you get 1 shot off, and then everyone will be rolling for initiative. Who are you
Okay.
shooting at? To one of the rats, or what?
I'm gonna shoot at the closest monster, the one with the exoskeleton. Hopefully, I can pin it down.
Okay,
Oh, this is gonna be.
go ahead, roll to hit.
Okay. And being that I'm gonna use 2 of my +1s on it. And I roll a 16.
What? 16 hits. Roll damage.
Okay, where's my D8?
They're by far not surprised, but
And I
there's
rolled an
just-
8.
Okay. Perfect. It hits, but it doesn't pin it to the ground. You can see that it is still able to move around. Everyone go ahead and roll for initiative. Yeah. Say that again.
16.
10.
16 for Vantalord.
16 for Vantalord.
Where's the initiative on the app?
It's on the home page.
Oh, I
Should
found
be
it.
under
I found
combat. Okay.
it. Yep, I found it. Ooh,
I got a 19.
I got a dirty 20.
I got a 16.
And Vantalord, you had a
16 as
16.
well.
And sorry,
Rihu had the other 16.
16. And you had a dirty 20, Mike.
Yep, dirty 20.
And my guys. Okay. And Zep, you had a 19?
Yep.
Okay. So, Skarn, you are first. You see
Alrighty.
them in front of you, about 20 feet. Let's just double check here. The closest rat is about 27 feet, and then the closest creature is 30 feet.
Okay, so I can't reach the creature, but I can reach the rat. How big are these rats?
They're a little bit larger than normal. Nothing absurdly. They're not giant rats. And sorry, I actually didn't explain this to you. I should have explained this sooner. Little twist on Blue Box running is we don't move 30 feet like in 5th edition. So we're playing that kind of 3E and older edition. So you can move 10 feet and attack, or you can move your full distance. You just don't get your attack.
Oh. I'm glad you explained that.
Yeah. I forgot all about that. I'm just so used to it now.
I'm sitting
you
here
get
playing.
to play with
I'm
one
sitting
leg.
here playing 5e.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, that makes things different. I will move 10 feet and take one of my throwing axes. Is that okay?
Yeah.
And throw it at the creature.
Okay.
Let me see what my bonuses are here. What's CMB? I have a base attack bonus and I got a CMB. What's CMB?
See combat movement something.
So do I get the +3 or the +6?
You can load
No,
a
it's combat maneuver bonus.
there we go bonus. That's what it was.
Oh, so it's just +3 then. I'm
Okay.
not doing a combat maneuver. So, alrighty, here we go. I'm attacking the creature. I got a 17 +3. That is a 20.
20, and a 20 does hit, and this is also the same one that Vantalord shot at. So go ahead and roll your damage on that.
Okay, I gotta see where that is. That is a D8 +3 damage. So on the die, I got a 6 +3. That is going to be a 9.
Okay, you take your throwing axe. You take a step back. You lean forward, and you throw it end over end. It strikes into the back of this creature, dropping it dead.
Whoa. Okay.
So that's your 10 feet of movement. That would be your action then,
Yep.
which then takes us to Zep. Your turn.
How far away is the creature, the unknown creature that
That
got
they
the
just
crossbow?
killed.
No, the one that got the crossbow bolt already.
Yep. So that's the same one that.
Oh, that's
Scar
the one
just
he went
attacked. Yep.
Okay, so then I want to go. How far away am I from the other one?
The close. So it's 50 feet to the rat, 55 feet to the rat, and 60 feet to the next one.
Okay, so I can't make it. Um. Yeah, I can't get close enough to even cast a spell. Because I can only move half my movement, right? So I could move 10 feet.
You can move 10 feet in order to still have your action, or you can move your 20 feet, or you can move your 20 feet and take a dash and move a total of 40 feet.
Right. Yeah, it's all close. I only do 30 feet. Okay. Nope. I will go. I will move up, but I will only move up, just behind Skarn, or however far up I can get. Yeah.
Okay. So you move up,
Yep.
and that takes us to then Rihu.
I'm going to move up. How far up in front of me
Are
is
they?
Skarnir?
Skarn is about 30 feet, 27 feet in front of you.
Okay. So I'm just going to take my full movement and go 20 feet and just kind of stay in line behind where he is.
Okay. You're gonna stay right behind them? Zep is right behind him, so then you're just gonna
Yep.
like go off to the
Yeah,
side? Or?
yeah, in the same general vicinity at least. Yep.
Okay. And Raja, your turn.
You skipped me.
Mantalord, your turn.
Aye. Well, I've got myself stabilized now with using both hands for my crossbow. I'm gonna fire at that second monster, though it should be, you said about 50 feet away-ish, roughly?
For you, I believe so, yeah.
Alright. So,
40 feet.
I'm gonna
yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and use my second, my last 2+1s, and I'm gonna fire my crossbow right at that second monster.
Okay.
That rolled a 16 overall.
16 does hit.
Ooh, I was worried there for a second. And a 4.
4 points of damage.
Yep.
Okay. Raja, you're up. And after Raja, it is the monster's turn.
So how far away is the closest monster from me?
Closest monster is 35 feet, and then the rats are slightly closer.
I'll move to the piles of rubble that are in front.
Okay. Are you still wanting to take an action, or just move it 10 feet, 20 feet?
Well, I was thinking I'll move there and then I'll try to get up onto. Are the pickaxes actually there?
Yeah, you can get up there just fine if that's the case.
Yeah, because I was thinking, because I want to get as high as I possibly can.
Okay.
And would I be able to tell, like, are the pickaxes wedged in there or just placed in there?
They're stuck in there. It's basically a pile of dirt and some rocks. It's nothing extreme.
Okay. Then yeah, I'll just stand there.
Okay. Are you taking any action on that, or just standing there?
No.
What's that?
I'm just moving up closer.
Okay. Then that takes us to the creatures. It is going to dart to its closest. Within moments, it is on your heels, Raja. The speed of this creature, and as it moves, that clicking and popping and scratching, is just rapid, as it is immediately up on your heels. That takes us to the rat, which will both of them will also move in, advancing on the group. That takes us to Scarn. Your turn.
My turn again already?
Yes.
Holy cow, that went by fast.
And you have a rat directly in front of you and one off to your side.
Right. The one on my side, it's right there, right? Like it's in melee range?
Yeah, both of them are within melee of you.
Oh, okay. Alrighty. Well, I will take an attack on the one that is right in front of me with my battle axe, and that is a +3. So, oh damn, a 21.
That's gonna hit.
I will roll for damage, which is also +3. That's only 5 damage.
Okay. Well, it is a rat in the end. As your battle axe comes down and slits it right in half.
Oh, nice.
Did you want to take any movement or just stay there?
No, I'll stay there.
Okay. Zep, that takes us to you.
Can I see between the two of them and see that rat that's right there?
Yeah, you could take a little side step here, nothing major, and then you can see that
Okay.
rat just fine.
Perfect. Ray of Frost.
Okay. Auto hit, correct?
I don't think so on that one. I must succeed on a ranged touch attack.
Okay. So you got to touch it then? A
No,
range touch-
range.
Yeah, never mind. Yep.
Yeah, 30 feet.
So roll the
Ah.
hit.
It's 15.
15 hits.
That's 4 points of damage.
Okay. You see your ray hit the rat, and it stops in its tracks, and then it starts to. You see it like shake. It's slowed down, and it looks like it is seriously hurt, but it is still moving.
Okay.
Do you want to keep advancing or stay there?
Nope. I'm gonna back up 5 more feet.
Okay.
Yep. Perfect.
And that takes us to Rihu. Your turn. As you have this rat directly in front of you, and the creature that moved up directly in front of Raja.
I'm gonna take an unarmed strike at the rat since he's obviously my immediate attention.
Okay. And Vantalord, you're next.
Alright, so I rolled a dirty 20.
Okay, that hits.
Yes, okay. Alright, and then I did 5 points of damage.
Okay. You smash its skull in. You just punch straight down. It's dead. No living past a Rihu punch.
And then
Yep.
can I take 5 feet backwards after I do that?
5 feet back.
Yep.
Okay.
Roundhouse kick by Rihu. No one lives to tell the tale.
Vandalore, that takes us to you.
Alright. Well, I still got my crossbow down. I'm aiming right at that last monster that went after again.
Now that last one's left. You would know that if you take a side step to the side, that you'd have a better angle on it. But it is still right next to Raja.
Let's see here.
Not telling you what to do, just showing you the options there or the outcomes.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, you're right. I say it's just on my screen. Yep, right there. Just so I can slip past.
Okay, and you're gonna try taking a shot at that.
Yep.
Okay, roll the hit.
Uh-oh. Got stuck in my dice tower. 19.
19 hits.
Ooh, and on mine that shows critical hit.
Yeah, doesn't apply.
Dang.
Yeah, you have to have
5.
improved initiative or something to make that work.
Roll,
What's that?
roll the 5.
5. Okay, your bolt hits, and it causes some damage, but it does reflect off. It doesn't puncture this creature.
which is fine. I want it to feel pain.
Raja, your turn.
So is there a large group of rats, or was it just those couple?
As of right now, it's just those couple. This is the last creature in front of you guys.
Alright, I'll stab it with my rapier.
Okay. Go ahead, roll to hit as you pull your arm back and try to puncture it.
Natural 20.
Ooh.
Confirm.
You got to confirm that. So now all you got to do is actually hit it, and that will confirm it. So roll
With
your
my
d20
bonus?
again.
With my attack bonus?
Yep, just like you're gonna attack. So roll again.
That's a 4.
Okay. So that you still hit, it's just not a critical.
Oh man. That's 3 damage.
Three damage.
Yeah.
Okay. Your rapier hits, but you already know from before that if it doesn't hit right, it won't get through that exoskeleton. You realize that, but you do still cause some damage to it, and it looks like it's not doing that great. Did you want to move or stay there?
No, stay there.
Okay. It is now the creature's turn. And it is going to make its first lunge attack. And that is and it's making a lunge attack at you, Raj, as you see it pull back on its body and spring up towards your neck. Does a 11 hit?
No.
Okay. Oops. So it misses and lands directly behind you. And it is going to then reposition itself towards the group. Skarn, that takes us to you.
Alrighty. I'm gonna hit the rat that's right beside me now.
So the rat in front of you is dead. The rat beside you is dead. Now this creature, this gnarly creature, is right next to you. I'm not sure if you got tail spire up. You can see that.
Yeah, it's very tiny, but I can see it. I can see it.
Okay.
Alright, I will whack at the creature with my battle axe.
Okay. Roll to hit.
Oh man, dude, I'm rolling like a champion. 19 plus 3. Right
22.
there, 22.
That hits.
D8 plus 3. And that's an 11. Man, I am rolling freaking awesome.
There you go. 11. You swing down on it as this cracking and popping, this abnormal creature that almost sounds like bones breaking as it walks. Approaches you rapidly fast. You turn, you swing. What does it look like?
As soon as it comes up to me, rapidly fast like it is, I take my axe, go to swing one-handed, shield up, and just come across and let it run itself right into my blade, and the head just lops right off to the side, and it just, the body, he was running so fast, just keeps going by me and hits the wall.
And as you say it, it has happened. The creature, you see the thud of the body, the momentum behind such a small creature. You see the body of it just thud right against the wall as the head just lobs off to the side. And it looks like the immediate danger has been eliminated.
Yes.
Keyword looks.
And at that point, there, we will go ahead and end for the evening.
Great session.
So what? You're just gonna leave Mike hanging? Like,
I don't know. We'll have to see. But you guys did decide to go in. I wasn't sure what you guys were gonna do. You after some talk and some decision making, You did go in and you have started to clear out this mine. Whether that's just enough to collapse it or to clean it out, we'll have to see and see what you guys do. But you have definitely started to come in and eradicate the rats.
We're not taking prisoners this time. We're coming in.
We're not looking for someone this time, so it's kind of a different one this time where we
Yeah.
can go in
It's
guns
more of a-
a-blazing essentially.
Yeah, it's not a rescue mission. this
Yeah.
time.
Well,
But we have to. I'll talk. Never mind. I'll talk. I don't have to talk about that on stream.
Okay.
I have some strategies that I want to talk about. So.
yeah, absolutely. I would have done a giveaway this time. By the time you guys are hearing this, there's probably like a 5-minute lag on this. So for us to actually coordinate that probably wouldn't work so well. I will look into that and see why there is such a lag in the stream, what I can do on my end to make that better. I do appreciate everyone hanging with us through this. I hope you enjoyed it. As the group, the unnamed group that hopefully will come up with a name soon. So I can
Hey,
stop
man.
calling them the group.
I'm telling you, 0 heroes.
So as they have entered the mine, we will see in not 2 weeks because of the NFL on the 12th, but then 2 weeks after that, what they do with the rest of this mine. Will Duvik's Pass be an open, safe place again, or will they collapse it to hide the darkness under the rubble? That is where we are. One question for you. I'll see if I can get this right because I actually have never led it, but it's if you're not following. No, I don't know exactly how it goes.
If you're
Sorry.
watching and you haven't followed,
There we go. Yes.
go ahead and hit that subscribe. If you're subscribed and your subscription has lapsed, go ahead and resubscribe. And if you're not on our Discord, we've got so much good stuff on our Discord. Why are you not there? So, that leaves one question. What are you doing?
So yes, check us out. Get on Discord, blueboxrpg.com. Hop on to the website and sign up for the Blue Box Con in May. Again, Sundays. Every Sunday you have Tears of Aired. Every other Sunday, Fall Over at Dawn. Tuesdays at 5. Greyhawk Awakening.
All over at
Wednesdays.
dawn, Tuesdays at 5? Don't you mean
Greyhawk.
Greyhawk Awakening?
Tuesdays at 5. Lore Masters Arcanum on Wednesday. Friday night Crusades on Friday. And of course, our wonderful sponsor that has joined us here tonight, Mike Disney. An amazing artist. I gotta say, last year he was at the con and he taught both Becca and I to paint little owl bears. Absolutely amazing, wonderful time we had with you, Mike. Is there anything
Thank
you
you.
want to shout out? Any projects you're working on, or if you're taking any commissions or anything before we wrap up for the night?
Yes, I am taking commissions. And also, I just wanted to say, if anybody knows me, they know that I'm the creator of the Overgourd. And a friend of mine had just finished sculpting a little baby Overgourdlet version of the Overgourd. And he's going to be released here very soon in 3 different sizes, a 40, 50, and a 75 millimeter miniature. So you'll be able to pick him up soon. And other than that, I've just been sticking to my streaming schedule, which is 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 10 to noon, and then 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., and that's Eastern Standard Time. So if you guys want to come and check me out, I greatly appreciate it. It's always nice to have a little cross-community action going on, especially between myself and the TTRPGers. So I greatly appreciate all the love, and that's all that's going on with me.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Mike. And again, thank you for joining us. Had a blast. What was it, a year ago when we played together with John?
Yep.
And seeing you at the con, and having you here tonight. So awesome.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure. I always love to come on here and do a show with you guys. So it's always a great time. So thank you very much, Rory. And nice to meet the rest of you guys.
Oh,
Yeah,
it
Same
was
here,
fun
man.
playing with you.
Thank you for joining.
Perfect.
I'm hoping you can make it in 4 weeks, because
Yeah,
we clearly need all the help we can get.
we need that personality with us.
Yeah. Someone else
Well,
that's willing to
I
go
would
into
love
the
to come back. I would
into
love
the
to come
trenches
back.
with me, you know,
A
that I can hide behind.
That you can hide behind. Well, I don't see Jay on tonight. I do see Guild Superior. So we'll go ahead and raid them. Guild Superior. Yep, go ahead.
I was gonna say, if our stream is 5 minutes behind, will it still raid them properly?
No, it's gonna
I
cut
don't
them
think
out of
it
the. It's
will.
gonna cut them out of the stream.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna raid properly at all.
Well,
Yeah, it's gonna pull them out of what they're watching right now into the raid if you do it right now.
You could put it on like a hold screen, for a few minutes until it catches up.
that's gonna be weird. Yeah.
Weird. Have you seen us group of people? I do like